The state you dwell in becomes the life you live. You must be willing to ignore what is and live from what can be. You must be willing to forsake the evidence of your senses for the truth of your imagination. It is not delusion, it is creation. The world cannot help but reflect the beliefs you hold consistently within. So you make your inner world sacred. You guard your inner conversations. You watch the tone of your thoughts because they are the bricks of the life you are building. Acting as if is surrendering to the inevitability of your desire. It is moving through life as someone who knows they are already chosen, already blessed, already worthy. And that knowing begins to open doors, shift relationships, and align circumstances in ways you could never predict. Because the universe is not responding to what you want, it is responding to who you are being. So who are you being today? Are you being the version of yourself that is still waiting, still hoping, still unsure? Or are you being the version who already has it, who already knows, who already walks in the fullness of their dream? The choice is yours in every moment. And when you truly decide, everything begins to change, not because the world has changed first, but because you did. This is not magic, it is law. The law that states you will not attract what you want. You will attract what you are. So act as if. Not to perform, not to impress, but to align with the deeper truth. That you are already what you seek. The moment you believe it, you become it, and the world has no choice but to mirror that back to you. Imagination is not a fleeting daydream or an idle pastime. It is the creative force of the universe operating through you. Everything that has ever come into form began first in the realm of imagination. The life you are living today is the harvest of images you once held in mind, knowingly or unknowingly. It is not your actions alone that shape your destiny. It is the image you consistently hold of yourself. Imagination is the blueprint, the original mold, the invisible cause behind every visible effect. When you understand this, you no longer underestimate the power of your inner world. There is a sacred space within you, a secret place where visions take root. That space is more real than what you call the physical world, because it is from that space that all physical things emerge. You may walk through the world believing you are limited by circumstances, but in truth, you are only ever limited by the images you continue to accept as true. If you see yourself as weak, the world will provide proof of that belief. If you see yourself as abundant, loved, and free, the world will mold itself around that picture. The outer world is a reflection. It does not initiate, it responds, it echoes, it confirms. But the origin, the source, the spark is always within. That is why a new life cannot be built from the outside in. It must begin from the inside out. You must dare to imagine the life you desire and refuse to let current conditions convince you otherwise. Imagination is not wishful thinking. It is the first act of creation. It is the unseen pattern into which life pours its substance. Can you imagine you are selecting a possibility from the infinite? Every outcome already exists in the eternal now. There is no past or future in imagination, only the timeless present where all is possible. You are not waiting for your desire to be created. It already is. You are merely tuning your consciousness to that version of reality. The clearer the image, the stronger your focus, the faster the manifestation. The moment you imagine with feeling, with faith, with consistency, you set a new cause into motion. The imagination does not distinguish between real and unreal. It accepts what you give it. And when you fill it with pictures of your fulfilled desire, When you dwell in the state of already having, your subconscious mind begins to believe it. And once your subconscious accepts an idea, it must express it. It cannot help but bring it to life. The world around you begins to rearrange itself to reflect the new blueprint you are holding. That is why you must never speak against your vision. Never entertain thoughts that contradict what you are imagining. For even idle words carry weight. Your inner conversations are seeds and your feelings are water. You cannot plant the image of abundance and water it with thoughts of lack. You cannot hold a vision of love and feed it with fear. The blueprint must be supported by belief, by consistency, and by devotion. Most people imagine what they don't want. They rehearse their fears. They revisit their traumas. They worry about what might go wrong. And then they wonder why life continues to echo pain, struggle, and disappointment. But when you awaken to the truth of imagination, you begin to use it consciously. You become the architect of your experience. You no longer accept appearances as final. You withdraw your attention from what you do not wish to create. And you fix your gaze on the vision that aligns with your deepest truth. Imagination is not passive, it is creative. Every time you close your eyes and feel yourself into a new reality, you are rewriting your future. You are not hoping, you are becoming. You are saturating your mind with new possibilities until they become inevitable. The world has no choice but to reflect your inner reality. It always has. The only difference now is that you know it. You may think that physical effort is more powerful than imagination, but effort without vision is empty movement. It is imagination that gives direction to action. It is the inner image that calls forth the outer steps. A person with a strong vision can move mountains, not because they force the world to comply, but because the world bends to the clarity of their imagination. So you must be bold. You must imagine what your senses deny. You must persist in your vision even when nothing around you has changed, because imagination is not bound by time. It is not held back by circumstance. It sees beyond limitation and touches the eternal. When you live in imagination, you live in truth. You live in the realm where all things are possible. If there is something you desire, a new way of being, a healed body, a fulfilling relationship, a life of purpose, you must first see it in your mind. And not just see it, feel it, move within it, hear its sounds, smell its air, walk in that world, and do so often. Let it become so familiar to you that the outer world begins to feel like the illusion. Let the vision become more real than the facts. Because imagination, when fused with belief, is more powerful than facts. The world may call it fantasy, but it is not fantasy. It is creation in its earliest form. It is the sacred art of choosing what reality you will live. You are not bound by the stories of your past. You are not defined by your current environment. You are defined by the image you accept and live by. Hold the image of who you truly are and do not let it go. Let your inner vision lead the way, and the rest of your life will follow. The image you carry is your declaration to the universe. It is the mold from which your world is cast. The imagination does not lie, and it does not fail. It will always give back to you what you faithfully dwell upon. So choose the highest vision. Choose the most joyful image and live in it until the world mirrors it back to you. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is not about pretending in the way the world understands pretending. It is not about faking or forcing or hoping. It is about stepping into the version of yourself who already has the life you desire and dwelling there, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It is about fully occupying the state of the wish fulfilled. until it feels as natural and effortless as breathing. You are not asking for your desire, you are being it. Everything begins with a state of consciousness. Every outcome, every circumstance, every relationship you experience is the direct result of the state you inhabit. A state is not merely a mood or a passing feeling. It is the dwelling place of the soul, and the state you persist in determines the world you experience. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are conscious of being. So if you want something new, you must move into the state that matches it. Assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the art of shifting your awareness from lack to possession, from desire to satisfaction. It is letting go of the need to get and stepping into the joy of already having. It is the inner decision to feel now what you believe you will feel then, because in truth there is no then. There is only now. There is only this moment, and how you occupy it determines all moments that follow. Most people delay their happiness. They believe they must wait for something to happen before they can feel the way they wish to feel. But this is the trap that keeps desires distant. You are not meant to wait for the world to give you a reason to feel joy, confidence, peace, or love. You are meant to feel those things first, and the world will echo that state. You become the cause. You become the starting point. To assume the feeling is to walk differently, speak differently, think differently. It is to claim your desire with quiet certainty. You no longer look for signs or ask for permission. You move as if it's already yours. You respond to life not from the place of someone trying to manifest something, but from the knowing that it is already done. This is how reality bends. This is how you enter the new version of yourself. Your imagination is the doorway to that state. Close your eyes and feel the end. What would it feel like if your desire were fulfilled right now? Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Would you feel relieved, grateful, powerful, peaceful? Would you walk taller, speak clearer, love more openly? Let that feeling saturate your being. Let it rise up from within you and color the way you see the world. Let it become your new emotional home. You are not waiting for evidence, you are being the evidence. The world may still look the same, but you are not the same. You have moved. And because you have moved internally, everything around you must shift to match your new inner posture. The universe responds faithfully, but it cannot deliver what you do not embody. It cannot reflect what you do not claim. So you must live from the end, not in fantasy, but in faith. Faith is not blind, it is visionary. It is the power to see what the eye cannot yet see and feel what the hand cannot yet touch. When you live from the end, you are no longer seeking, striving, or doubting. You are dwelling. You are abiding in the state of completion, of fulfillment, of arrival. You have become the one who already has, and the world cannot help but obey. You must become deeply familiar with that version of yourself, the one who already is what you wish to be. Study that self. Feel into that self. Let that self speak through you, dress through you, make decisions through you. Let the wish fulfilled become your default setting. Every morning, step into it again. Every night, fall asleep in it. Let it be your resting place, your baseline, your home frequency. It does not matter how long you've lived without the thing you desire. Time is irrelevant in the realm of states. The moment you assume the feeling and persist in it, reality begins to reorganize. People show up. Opportunities arise. Ideas flow. It may appear like coincidence, but it is not. It is law. The outer always bows to the inner. That is how creation works. Doubt may come, and appearances may challenge you. But this is not the time to shift back into the old state. This is the time to persist. The truth is within you. You have already moved. The old reality is simply fading, and the new is rising. The delay is not denial, it is gestation. The seed you planted through feeling is taking root. Keep feeling it, keep knowing it, keep being it. If you find yourself slipping into the old version of you, the one who lacks, who doubts, who waits, gently bring yourself back. Remind yourself, I am the one who already has. I am not becoming. I am. I am not trying. I am living. The wish fulfilled is not something distant. It is here. It is now. It is me. To live in the state of the wish fulfilled is to live in harmony with your true identity. You are not meant to be small, unsure, or separate from your desires. You are meant to be whole, aligned, and powerful. The feeling is the key. It unlocks the version of reality that already exists for you. You do not need to know how it will unfold. You only need to know who you are and what you choose to embody. Let the feeling guide you. Let it shape your thoughts, your words, your responses to life. Let it be more real to you than facts. Let it burn away the old stories and breathe life into the new. Feel the joy now. Feel the freedom now. Feel the abundance now. Not someday, now. You are the author of your reality. Every state you assume writes a new chapter. Every feeling you inhabit creates a new page. So choose wisely. Choose boldly. Choose lovingly. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and never look back. Let your inner world lead and your outer world will follow. This is the secret. This is the way. The law of assumption teaches that you do not receive what you want. You receive what you are conscious of being. The outer world is nothing more than the reflection of your inner state. Every person you meet, every experience you encounter, every so-called coincidence that unfolds in your day is showing you the state you have accepted as real within yourself. You may say you want love, abundance, health, freedom, but until you assume the consciousness of one who already possesses these things, they cannot come to you. Wanting keeps them away. Being draws them in. Enough to think positively, to repeat affirmations without feeling, or to visualize for a few moments while the rest of the day you remain anchored in doubt or fear. You must become it in consciousness. This is the essence of the law. The state you dwell in consistently becomes the reality you live. And that state is not formed by effort or force. It is formed by feeling, by belief, by what you accept to be true about yourself and your world. Your inner conversations are powerful creators. What are you telling yourself all day long? Are you narrating a life of success, joy, and ease? Or are you mentally rehearsing struggle, rejection, or limitation? What you say to yourself becomes the script the world follows. The universe is not out to reward or punish, it is out to reflect. Your inner assumptions are instructions to life, and life responds faithfully, without deviation. You must learn to select your state as deliberately as you choose your clothes. Do not allow circumstances to determine how you feel. Instead, decide how you wish to feel and remain faithful to that feeling even when the outer world has not yet caught up. This is true faith. Remaining loyal to the unseen, confident in the power that molds reality from within. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is not something you visit once in a while. It must become your dwelling place. A state of consciousness is like a home for your awareness. You can choose to live in the house of, I don't have, or you can move into the house of, it is mine already. One keeps you waiting. The other moves you into alignment with what has always been yours. The reason people do not get what they desire is not because they are unworthy or because the universe is withholding anything. It is because they are still living in the state of I don't have it. And the law, being impersonal, reflects back only what you are being. So if you keep reacting to appearances, you stay locked in a loop. But the moment you rise above appearances and claim the end from within, everything begins to shift. It is not arrogance to walk as though your dream is real. It is alignment. It is not delusion. It is mastery. You are not waiting for permission. You are not asking for a sign. You are deciding. And in that decision, the state changes. You move from hope to knowing, from wishing to being. And that movement is creative. It sends out a vibration that calls everything needed into your experience. Do not worry about how things will happen. That is not your concern. The how belongs to the intelligence that orchestrates galaxies and opens flowers. Your job is the what, and even more so the who. Who are you in relation to your desire? Are you the one who has it, or the one who still waits? Are you the one who walks in the joy of fulfillment, or the one who explains why it hasn't happened yet? The world listens to who you are being, not what you say. Your senses may argue. They may present evidence of lack, delay, contradiction. But senses can only report what you have previously assumed. They are messengers of the past, not predictors of the future. So do not bow to them. Use your imagination instead. Imagination is the bridge between what is and what can be. When you dare to feel something real in imagination, you plant the seed of that reality. Water it daily, with faith and feeling, and it must grow. The key is persistence. Anyone can imagine something for a moment, but to dwell in a new state, to refuse to be moved by appearances, to keep feeling the end even when the facts scream otherwise, that is the work. That is the practice. You are not being tested by the universe. You are being invited to master yourself, to rise above reaction and embody creation. And when you do, when you hold the new state long enough, the world bends. People change, events shift. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. But by then it will feel so natural that you'll barely remember when it wasn't yours. That's the beauty of this work. Reality transforms so smoothly, so organically, that it feels as if it always was. This is why you must stop trying to fix the outer and instead turn inward. What state are you in? What do you believe to be true about you, about life, about what's possible? The state you live in writes the script of your life. If you want a new script, you must take on a new role. And not someday, now. You must speak as the one who already has. You must think as the one who already is. You must act, feel, and imagine from that place. This is not performance, it is identity. You are not pretending, you are choosing. You are claiming your place as the creator. Every moment you have the power to shift states. Every breath is a chance to begin again, and once you assume the new state, the old must fade. It has no power unless you return to it. So persist, stay faithful, walk as though it is done, because it is done in the unseen, and what is seen must follow what is unseen, just as shadow follows form. The law cannot fail, it has never failed. It only waits for you to accept the truth, that you are the one shaping your world, not with effort, but with assumption. Not with striving, but with stillness. Not with force, but with the silent knowing that all you desire already exists in the realm of being, and by choosing your state, you choose your world. Reality does not respond to what you want, it reflects who you are. If you are being the one who is still searching, still longing, still doubting, life will continue to offer you evidence of unfulfilled desire. But when you dare to shift your identity, and live in the inner conviction that your desire is already yours, the outer world begins to bend to that inner knowing. This is not magic, it is law. The law is unfailing. You do not become something by waiting for proof. You become it by assuming it first without needing any evidence. This assumption, when sustained with faith, becomes a magnet. It calls forth people, events, ideas, and circumstances that match its vibration. Life begins to reorganize itself around your new identity, and it will do so in ways you could never predict or orchestrate. That is the brilliance of imagination. It is not limited by facts, logic, or time. It moves in freedom and creativity. Most people are trapped by appearances. They believe they must see change before they feel different, but this is backward. You must feel different before you see change. You must claim the state of the person who has already become what you long to be. If you wish to be free, walk in the feeling of freedom. If you wish to be loved, dwell in the state of being cherished. If you wish to be successful, speak and think as one who knows success as natural. It is not delusion, it is alignment with truth. For what you are inwardly aware of becomes the pattern your outer world follows. It is not enough to think about your desire occasionally. You must saturate your consciousness with the assumption that it is already done. And this means catching yourself when old thoughts arise, when doubt whispers, when fear tries to creep in. You do not fight these feelings. You simply return to the inner state. You return again and again, until the return is no longer necessary, because you have become one with it. There is no effort in being. It is the most natural thing in the world. You were born to imagine, to feel, to know within yourself that which is not yet visible. This inner act is the creative act. It is the silent command that tells life what to bring. And when you remain loyal to it, it must come to pass, not because you forced it, but because it became inevitable. Circumstances will try to shake you. People may question you. Evidence may seem to delay. But your job is not to explain or defend. Your job is to remain faithful to your inner reality, knowing that the outer is simply catching up. You are not asking for change. You are embodying it. You are not waiting for permission. You are declaring what already is. And this declaration, when made in quiet confidence, begins to reshape the world around you. Do not look for signs. Do not test the process by checking to see if it's working. Every time you look outside for validation, you affirm the absence. Instead, go deeper within. Build the scene of fulfillment in your imagination. Feel it until it becomes natural. Walk with it in your heart. Speak from it in your mind. Let it be your secret dwelling place, known only to you. And in time, the world will mirror that dwelling back to you, as form, as fact, as your lived experience. Identity is everything. Who you believe yourself to be determines what you allow, what you create, what you expect. And life always lives up to your expectation. If you expect delays, you'll encounter them. If you expect rejection, it will come. But if you expect abundance, favor, ease, and joy, not because you see them, but because you are them, then the world must reflect that truth. It cannot do otherwise. This shift in identity is not about ego or bravado. It is not about shouting to the world who you are. It is a quiet inward conviction, a knowing, a restfulness. When you no longer seek to convince others, you have entered the true state of being. And from this place, all things unfold effortlessly. Opportunities appear, doors open, people respond, not because you chased them, but because you became the one they were meant to meet. Even when nothing seems to change, remain still in your assumption, because something is always changing. It is changing in the invisible. The soil does not show the seed sprouting on day one, but it is growing silently beneath the surface. And so too your assumption, once planted and watered with faith, begins to germinate. It grows in ways you cannot see, and then, without warning, it breaks through the surface as your new reality. Remain loyal to the unseen, let your senses serve you, but never rule you. They are echoes of past assumptions, not indicators of present truth. The truth is within. It is in your ability to imagine boldly, to feel deeply, to assume confidently. There is no need to chase, to hustle, to strive. All things respond to being. And when you change your being, the whole world changes with you. Do not be concerned with how long it takes. Time is the servant of assumption, not its master. You are not bound by time. You are beyond it. You are living in the end. And from that end, everything you need flows. The moment you truly believe you are the one you desire to be, the universe reconfigures itself to match that belief. This is the art of creation. Not with your hands, but with your awareness. Not through effort, but through embodiment. You become, and the world reflects. You assume, and the world conforms. You feel it, and it must appear. So step into that new identity now, not later, not after the evidence. Now, let the world follow your lead. Let your being speak louder than your words. Let your inner state become your only reality, and the rest will follow as surely as night follows day.